We don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play one day, one day.
Hey, good morning, Fantasia. One day minus today, 8:51, Wednesday, May 11th, 2022. Outgoing Senator Clynt Ridgell here. I mean that both ways. He's actually a pretty outgoing guy. And then he happens to be outgoing as well as the announcement, Senator, came out that you're not going to be seeking re-election, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes. I've decided to not seek re-election.
Right. Yes. Okay. How's that? I mean, I'm pretty sure what kind of reaction you've been getting since that announcement.
Sorry, I hear a phone ringing.
Yeah, that's my. Hold on a second.
Is it just me or? Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Sorry, it was distracting.
Yeah, I know. I feel you.
I mean, I feel bad. Some people have, a lot of people have asked me to reconsider and to run. And I know some people are disappointed. I think particularly a lot of people in the FSM community, of course, were hoping that I would run again and continue to be a voice for them. But ultimately, I just gotta make the best decision. That's the best decision for my family.
Senator, I'm sure you've read about this whole Great Resignation thing, right? Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So was this? I think as we come out of the pandemic, a lot of people are kind of taking stock of their life and their circumstances, and making a decision or determination that they either want to double down on what they're doing or maybe try something totally new.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I think a lot of people have reevaluated their lives throughout the pandemic. It kind of made people really focus on what they believe is important to them. And that definitely played a part in it too, but that's not the ultimate reason. To be honest, when I first ran, people kept asking me, how long are you going to do this? And I never put a time on it. I would tell people, anyone who asked me, I said, as long as I feel like I'm effective, as long as I feel it's not negatively affecting my family, as long as all these things are in line, I'll continue running. But it's never something I looked at as like, oh, I got to running again. I never viewed it that way. I viewed it as, let me run, if I get in, let me work on the policies I want to push. And if I feel I've done enough of those policies and I feel it's time to move on, I'll move on. I never felt like, a lot of people would tell me, oh, you could stay in there for a long time. And I would say like, well, I don't really plan on staying in for a long time. Or people would ask me, like my first term, people would ask me, are you going to run for a second term? And a lot of times I would say, check me at the end of this term and I'll let you know if I'm going to run for a second term. It was never something I thought of as like, I'm going to get in there and stay in for as long as possible. That was never the goal.
Senator, that being said, as you walk away, are there issues that maybe you want to see some of your colleagues or, new faces, new blood kind of pick up and continue championing?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I hope that someone will continue to push to make Guam green again, which was my campaign slogan. I mean, they don't have to copy the exact slogan. They can if they want. I don't care. But I mean, someone to push those issues, definitely. But another thing that I've also learned throughout the process is not everything can be legislated. Not everything can be made through a law. Some things just have to be done through action. So we can only legislate and law make so much. And some people joke that there's so many laws on the books. In fact, I think there's quite a few laws on the books already. So you can't legislate everything. Some things just have to be done. So I think a lot of the policies that I've pushed and managed to get passed, I think have set a good framework. There's still a few more that I'm gonna push. I mean, my term's not over yet. I still got 8 months left. So I'm gonna push some of those bills that I still have. With regards to renewable energy, I'm going to be working on another bill with renewable energy, and I have some other bills with regards, of course, to the Gualo Acts that I haven't been able to get to the floor yet. I'm hoping I can get some more of those Gualo Acts, the farm bills, to the floor advance agriculture on Guam. But ultimately, a lot of it is going to just take people actually putting these policies to work and acting upon them. And there's a lot of stuff that can actually be accomplished without law, just aren't being done right now. So I'm hoping I can push some of those things maybe from the outside and not necessarily from inside the legislature, but maybe from the outside.
Do you think there's, I know you got a lot of response in terms of people saying, oh, no, don't go. We want to see you run for another term. But do you think there's anybody out there who was just like, yes, when they heard the news that you weren't going to run again?
Of course. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. There's some people that are like, good riddance. It's fine. That's their choice. I mean, that's what they didn't like the policies I pushed. They didn't like what I stood for. And that's what democracy is about, right? If they don't like it, they don't have to vote for me. They can vote against me. And I'm sure there's obviously people that are happy to see me go.
Right. So you ran on making Guam green again. You were successful in walking responsible adult use cannabis up to Adelup Pass, right? And now we're at this point where the rules and regulations are they've been sent down to the legislature, and we're actually having that public hearing that we've been talking about for a long time.
Absolutely. And that public hearing is scheduled for this Thursday at 9 a.m. at the Guam Congress Building. All are welcome to come and testify. I know there was some confusion where people thought that there was a deadline to sort of register to provide public testimony. There's no deadline to register to provide public testimony. You can just show up to the public hearing room at the Guam Congress Building at 9 a.m. Tomorrow. You can also submit written testimony. Just email our office. Email address, find it online. It's Clynt Ridgell at guamlegislature.org, or email any one of our staff members if you know them or if you have their email information. Also, there was email information for Aaron Graycheck's I believe it's eGraycheck at guamlegislature.org that was on the official notice that went out about the public hearing. So that email address there, you can email that address as well and turn in your testimony.
Senator, what type of testimony are you anticipating, and what are the? I mean, I know anybody can give testimony on whatever they want, right? But what can we actually do with these rules and regs now that they're at the legislature?
Sure. Well, the rules and regs can always be amended. So, testimony strictly to the rules and regs, not about other issues. Issues like the idea is not to have testimony about people who are opposed to the law or in support of the law. It's not about that. The law's already passed. This is just about the rules and regulations. So everyone should keep their testimony as it pertains to what's in the rules and regulations. And there's a specific rule or regulation they don't like. I'm encouraging them to come out and testify and say why you don't like it, why you don't think that rule or that regulation is good, or why you think maybe there's something that's lacking in the rules and regulations. Like maybe you want something added to the rules and regulations. And I have heard some feedback already. I've been out in the community talking to people, and I know that there are concerns with the rules and regulations. Particularly, I know one major concern is with the cultivation side of things. So a lot of people who are interested in becoming a legitimate worker in the industry, they want to do everything the right way. They want to become cultivators. And their concern is that right now, for the adult use rules and regs, it requires that they use no synthetic nutrients, or they can only use nutrients that are organic and certified, certification out of, I believe, California. And some of the people I've spoken to who want to get into the industry, they said that that's kind of too difficult it changes everything up. That there's no need to have the OMRI certification, that they should be able to use whatever nutrients they can use, because their argument is nutrients are nutrients. Derived nutrients are not nutrients are nutrients, right? It's like nitrogen is nitrogen. Get it? Whatever the nutrient is, right? That's sort of the argument they use. And so I'm anticipating that they will come out and testify to that effect. I'm sure there's some other concerns Probably there's some concerns with some of the zoning requirements that are listed in the rules and regulations. I think some of the zoning requirements are a little bit strict, even in my opinion. I think they're too strict. So I'm anticipating testimony about that. And there's a lot of different things. I think there's some concerns with how the edibles are treated in the rules and regulations. They're a little strict on the edibles as well.
I hope they're being treated with respect, Senator.
You know what I mean? How the edibles are being regulated in the rules and regs. And yes, I hope they're being treated with
right. Respect. You've seen the memes. You have to treat the edibles with respect. I'm just saying. Senator, right. Where are we with the timeline? Because isn't it like these rules and regs, the legislature has X amount of days?
Yeah, in 90 days from the point at which they were transmitted to the speaker, 90 days from that point that they were transmitted to the speaker, they will lapse if nothing else happens to them. So I don't remember the exact date it was transmitted to the speaker, but I know it's coming up soon. I think it's probably it's either the end of May or beginning of June. I don't know the exact date.
Wow. So do we have enough time to have this public hearing, and then this thing would hit the floor and be open for amendments? I mean, are we cool with the timeline? What the time we have left?
I think so.
Okay. Well, there you go, Senator. So 9 a.m. Tomorrow, show up to the Guam Congress Hall. You can submit written testimony via email. You just click the Guam Legislature website. Senator Clynt Ridgell is up there. You can just click on his thing, and then it'll show you where to email testimony. Senator, is Zoom allowed?
I don't think we have it set up for Zoom.
Okay.
I have to double check. I think it's just for in-person testimony.
Okay.
But at the same time, we can accept written comments, and you can email it. If you can't make it in person, feel free to email your testimony.
Got it. Thank you, Senator, for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Is there anything else?
Just stay Malik.
There you go. Right on, Senator Clynt Ridgell. He's got about 8 months left to stay in Maulik. All right. Wish him the best. 9:03. We're KUAM FM in Agotni, Guam, right here on The Breeze. Thanks for listening. Facebook Live. Thank you guys so much. And that's it. My name is Chris. Until tomorrow.